The chapel buzzed with whispers. Crystal chandeliers shimmered above silk-covered pews, and a string quartet played softly in the background. Guests sipped champagne, waiting for the event of the year, the wedding of Billionaire tech CEO Nathan Caldwell. But just as the officiant cleared his throat and the bride stepped forward in a $30,000 custom gown, the doors burst open with a loud bang. All heads turned. In the entrance stood a little girl barefoot in a faded pink dress, clinging to a tattered stuffed rabbit. Her cheeks were flushed, her curls windblown, but her eyes burned with purpose. "You promised Mommy you'd wait," she said, voice trembling, but loud enough to echo through the room. Silence fell like a dropped stone. Nathan froze, his hand still outstretched toward his bride. He blinked, once, twice. His breath caught. His world tilted. "Lila," he whispered. The bride turned, eyes wide. Cameras from gossip sites clicked frantically, but no one moved. Not yet. The girl stepped forward, one tiny foot after the other. "I'm sorry to interrupt," she said politely, like her mother taught her. "But you told Mommy you'd wait for her. You said you loved her. You said you'd be a family." Nathan swallowed hard. "Where's your mom?" "She died," Lila said simply, eyes never leaving his. 6 weeks ago." Gasps rippled through the pews. The bride's bouquet drooped in her hand. 6 months earlier, Nathan had been stuck on the side of a rainy highway outside Chicago. His town car had broken down, and his phone was dead. That's when Emily, a waitress and single mom, pulled over in a rusty Corolla with a baby seat in the back and a smile that could slice through the darkest storm. She gave him a ride, then a coffee, then a reason to believe in something besides mergers and IPOs. She didn't know who he was, didn't care. She only knew he was soaked and alone. For the first time in years, Nathan laughed without calculating the return. He saw Lila's drawings taped to a cracked fridge. He watched her teach her daughter to say thank you and offer her last cookie to a hungry dog outside. Nathan had never met anyone like Emily, and he fell hard. But then his board found out, and his PR team, and suddenly his image was at risk. They didn't like the optics of a billionaire with a broke waitress. The press would tear it apart, they said. Investors might pull out. So he pulled away. He told Emily he needed time, that he'd come back when things settled down, when it was safer. She said she understood. She always understood. But she asked for one thing. "Promise you'll wait. Promise you won't marry someone else." "I promise," he'd said. Nathan's knees buckled. He sat heavily in the front pew, his face pale. "Why didn't anyone tell me?" he said, mostly to himself. "She got sick," Lila said, walking to him. "She said not to tell you. Said you'd be okay. That you had big things to do." "She said that." His voice cracked. "But I knew you loved her. I saw it. And she made me promise to be brave. So here I am." A tear rolled down Nathan's cheek. Then another. The bride, still stunned, slowly stepped forward. "Nathan," she said gently, "what is this?" He looked at her, really looked at her, for the first time that day. She was kind, poised, perfect on paper. But she wasn't Emily. And this wasn't love. "I'm sorry," he said, standing. "I can't do this." Gasps again. Someone dropped a champagne flute. He turned to Lila, kneeling to her level. "You're right. I made a promise. Not just to your mom, but to you." He took her small hand in his. "If you'll have me, I'd like to try and keep that promise. Starting now." Lila gave a tiny nod. "Okay," she whispered, her voice cracking for the first time. The bride stepped aside, not angry, just solemn. She could see it, too. The truth. The love. The choice. Weeks later, the tabloids had a field day. Runaway groom chooses waitress's daughter over heiress. But the photos told a different story. Nathan, in jeans, pushing Lila on a park swing, smiling like a man who'd finally come home. He donated millions to children's hospitals in Emily's name. Quietly. Without PR. Lila helped pick the colors for the new clinic walls. The world saw a scandal. But Lila? She just saw someone who kept his word.